Big or small, real or fake, the Christmas tree, it is an iconic part of the holiday. I mean, really the centerpiece. Decorating the tree can be an affair for the whole family or just for one, but you don't have to buy the biggest one to make your decorations picture perfect. Britny Pittman with All That Glitters joins us today with some tips on how to make the most of your tree. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We were talking during the break. We really needed a time lapse to show the tree that you put together.
Yeah.
They got here right when the show started, and it's 4:20, and this thing is gorgeous. Gorgeous. You're very busy this time of year.
I am,
Thank you for making the time.
No,
this is what you do. Let's talk all basics of decorating a tree. It can be kind of overwhelming.
Yes.
There's a lot of things to choose from, especially if you walk into Hobby Lobby or any sort of other decoration store. It's like, where do I start?
Yes. So I always tell my clients, if you're starting from scratch and you don't want to spend a ton of money right off the bat, go ribbon heavy. You can usually get that pretty inexpensively, especially at Hobby Lobby where they do 50% off.
Yep.
Start there, and then the best thing to do is add some texture. So if that's stems, and I try to tell people do one per foot. So a lot of times I run into clients, they'll get two of something. They're like, well, I like the way this looks, but you don't have enough to go over your whole tree. So one per foot is a good rule of thumb. Again, Hobby Lobby, 50% off. You can't beat the price.
Absolutely.
Another thing is people think that they cannot have a beautiful tree because they have dogs or kids. That is not the truth. Shatterproof ornaments are going to be your best friend. And then another thing I like to do is take a ribbon or a hook and wrap it around the branch so kids can't tug it off.
Smart.
Those are my two tips.
Smart. I want your tip on how you did the ribbon. We've got a shot of the tree going up. I saw you looping. What's the secret with working ribbon in to make it look like this?
This is actually pretty easy. Let me just pull one off for you really quick and I'll show you. So I just take a long piece of ribbon and just like that. Loop it. And then I'm going to take it and stick it in there and wrap a branch around it and then just tuck the tail in.
Smart.
So super easy once you get the hang of it. Another thing that I run into is clients think that their trees are ugly because maybe they're a little bit old. Fluff your tree. It's a game changer. Game changer.
That really literally breathes new life into it.
New life, brand new tree.
Okay, and you've got a lot of the picks.
Yes.
Talk about steps. Do you recommend starting with picks, starting with ribbon?
Sure.
What should you do?
What I like to do is start with a topper because you don't know how far down you're actually going to have to come, and you might not need ornaments and ribbon all the way at the top. Start with your topper. I go in and I add the rest of my picks to the body, tuck in some ribbon, and then I go through and add different size ornaments. This is a pretty narrow tree, but typically if I have a more full tree, I'll take some oversized ornaments and shove them way back in the back to give a lot of dimension. And then I like to grab some random things that aren't even ornaments, oversized, use the greenery wire or a hook or ribbon and secure those into your tree. And then, you know, when in doubt, add more.
Absolutely. No such thing.
Never too much.
No such thing as too much. How do you decide on a theme? You know, you go and you see all the ribbon. I would have never thought to put the cranberry with the magnolia flowers. How do you do that?
So really it's up to my clients, whatever they want. These red berries I use as much as possible. They are so inexpensive, maybe $5 a pop or less, and they add so much to a tree. The bright red is just gorgeous. Cranberries are traditional Christmas. This is actually my first time using magnolias, but I just loved them, so I got more. And then these are fun. These are about $6 a pop, but they're huge. So I like to look for something that it like billows out. So instead of just giving one straight or tiny thing, it's going to give you a lot of bang for your buck.
Absolutely, and I saw you fluffing those too.
Yeah, fluff. I preach that on my Instagram page. I will say #fluff your trees, and then I'll get friends. I sent actually my friend Lacey, I sent a video to her because she hated her tree, and I said, fluff your tree. And then I go to her house and it wasn't fluffed. And I said, did you even watch my video? And she said, no. So I fluffed her tree, and she said, this is a completely different tree. It changed the shape, everything. And I find that a lot with clients. I have a client right now who says, I know my tree looks terrible. We'll work with what we have. And I said, just give me some time. We'll get it together, yeah.
Okay, well, if somebody wants to find you on Instagram, your socials, if they want to maybe get inspiration or, hey, even work with you, where can they find you?
All That Glitters Tulsa is my Instagram page. Hit me up.
That's a good place.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for making time for us.
Thanks for having me.
Coop, we'll send it over to you.
All right.